Back again, journal, journaling, and writing prompt number 94. Before we get started, please subscribe to Entertainment Buffet here on YouTube. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and watch some more content on here. We have tons of sketches coming your way, tons of podcasts, tons of content that is not going to be just like these journal videos. This is simply an experiment series I am doing both to push myself to write and create more, but also I'm going to be doing a series of videos after I complete this that is going to be looking at what it was like to do X amount of videos in X amount of days, and how that could affect your YouTube. So please subscribe if that interests you at all. Let's go ahead and jump into the writing prompt, which is, how is your relationship with your parents, and is there anything you would change? That could be real messy for some people right there. But I am very fortunate. I have a good relationship with my parents. They've both been in my life. They're married still. I've always lived within an hour or less away from them. And yeah, I think we have a good relationship. I think most people would change things in relationships with their parents. I mean, I'm not like what some parents say, like, oh, my parents are my best friend. It's like, I don't know if I'd say that about my parents. You know, I can't talk about like anything with them. But we get along. They're there for me and support me. And yeah, they're just always there for me, which is more than I could ever ask for. I just think that if there are things that would change, obviously, I think I would just change my behavior when I'm younger. You know, I'm a very argumentative person, which is funny because they're very argumentative, in which they're just like, you argue all the time. It's like, well, who do you think I got that from? So I probably would try to argue less, hopefully try to show them that I appreciate them more. But dad is kind of a very stereotypical, comes from a family that didn't really communicate a lot, didn't really show emotions. Like the other day, he said a very offhanded thing to my mom. You know, my mom was talking about something with her sister. And he's like, "Oh, well, that's because you guys are drama." And it's just like, no, they're not drama. They're just expressing feelings and fears and anxieties that some people, like himself, can't express. And so I think he sees that anything that isn't, you know, just cut and dry normal as drama, when it's like, no, feelings aren't drama. They can be, but they're in general not drama. They're good to have, they're good to talk about, they're good to work through and grow. Whereas like my mom also has has wild anxiety that I think as I've talked about it more myself, she's like, yeah, I clearly have it. And but doesn't do anything about it. You know, she's not going to take medication. She's not going to go see someone. She's on medication for other physical things, but they're both people that no matter how much they know I've gone to therapy for 4 years. They know I did an entire play about therapy and suicide. You know, they haven't quite talked about it. I mean, my dad has tried here and there, tried reaching out, just saying, like, do you think it's helpful? One time he asked me a question like, do you think, you know, people with anxiety and depression, do you think more people have that? Or because we know more, it just feels like more people have it because we didn't quite know about it, it wasn't really there, and then all of a sudden it feels like everyone has it. And it's like, no, I think it's always been there. I think anxiety and depression and mental illnesses have always been there, but there's just a stigma with them. People don't understand them, and therefore they think it's fake or think people are complaining because, you know, older people are just like, rub some dirt on it and you're fine. You know, it's like, that's not going to solve anything. So I think, yeah, the main thing I would possibly change is more so is just stuff with myself. Maybe finding different ways to communicate about them. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of seen their patterns and know when little things, it's like, well, certain things, like, they're not gonna change. You know, they're both in they're getting in their upper 50s now, and it's not that they're totally incapable of it, but they've known this way for so long that they're not going to change. Just communicate differently with them than I do with other people. But I think we all do with our parents in some ways. So yeah, I'm very fortunate. I do have a good relationship with them. You know, they're not like my best friends, and we have differences, and I think that we all know that in our family. You know, like I try to explain to my mom, like when it comes to my brother, it's like we get along, we just are different, and that's fine. Like that's fine. And that's why you make friends with people are usually like you or a little bit different than you, but you're compatible in some ways because that gives you a chance to enjoy things together and not force others like, oh, we're related, you want to like this thing that I like, you know, and but I hate that thing and you hate that thing, you know. It just doesn't make sense when you try to force companionship when it doesn't fit. But anyway, kind of spiraled off of many different things, but it's kind of a heavier question. What are your thoughts on today's thing? How's your relationship with your parents? Comment below. Let me know.